Five senior ANC figures facing disciplinary action have challenged the legitimacy of the charges against them, demanding that Secretary General Fikile Mbalula provide proof that the party's National Executive Committee (NEC) authorized the proceedings. Former ANC spokesperson Tsitsi Kodwa, Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation David Mahlobo, National Assembly House Chairperson Cedric Frolik, former Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba, and Deputy Minister of Public Enterprises Obed Maphela have questioned whether the NEC ever passed a resolution to charge them, suggesting that Mbalula acted unilaterally. The controversy surfaced 2 weeks ago during the disciplinary hearing, forcing a postponement until March 20 to allow Mbalula time to substantiate his authority. Sources indicate that if he fails to do so, the charges could be dropped. Mbalula, through ANC disciplinary presenter Uriel Abrahams, claimed in charge sheets that the NEC had resolved to take disciplinary action against Tsitsi Kodwa, Mahlobo, Frolik, and Gigaba due to their alleged links to state capture. The allegations stem from findings made by Zondo Commission, which implicated them in corruption-related activities. Maphela, however, faces a separate charge related to an unauthorized trip to Morocco last year, where he reportedly spoke on behalf of the ANC without prior approval. The accused members argue that the charges are outdated, lack merit, and fail to violate any African National Congress rules. They have also demanded evidence proving that the NEC approved the disciplinary action. ANC veteran and legal expert Matthews Posa, representing the five, raised concerns about the process in February in a February 13 letter to ANC National Disciplinary Coordinator Rashmut Lamera. The letter stated, "Please clarify and, if possible, share with me the relevant NEC decision instructing that these five comrades be charged." During the pre-trial hearing, the disciplinary presenters were reportedly unprepared and unable to answer questions regarding the NEC's authorization. This led to the matter being referred back to Mbalula for clarification. Insiders say Mbalula initially attempted to push the case against Maphela at an NEC meeting, but was questioned by fellow officials about whether he had followed due processes, consulted Maphela, or shared relevant reports. The Secretary General Fikile Mbalula has received 2 reports, never acknowledged them, never shared them with officials, and has not processed the matter properly, said a source familiar with the internal discussions. Tsitsi Kodwa was accused by the Zondo Commission of receiving 1.6 million rand from business Jehan Mackay to influence government tenders. However, the National Prosecuting Authority later withdrew fraud and corruption charges against him. David Mahlobo, a former state security minister, was implicated in receiving large sum of money and allegedly advancing former President Jacob Zuma's interest. Malusi Gigaba faces accusations of facilitating state capture, corruption, and racketeering, as well as failing to uphold African National Congress regulations. Cedric Frolik was found by the Zondo Commission to have engaged in conduct related to money laundering, corruption, and fraud. The Commission recommended further investigation into his alleged activities. During the pre-trial hearing, Posa presented 3 key objections. 1. Expired charges. ANC rules require disciplinary action within 6 months of an alleged offense, which the accused argue was not followed. Number 2. Lack of NEC mandate. The defense maintains that there was no formal resolution to charge them. Number 3. Baseless allegations. The accused claim that none of the charges constitute a violation of the ANC constitution. The disciplinary committee now awaits Mbalula's response, with the March 20 deadline looming. Should he fail to provide sufficient evidence, the African National Congress may be forced to drop the charges, further fueling speculation that the disciplinary process was politically motivated. Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa played a decisive role in securing Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi's position as co-convener of the Provincial Task Team (PTT), citing his influence and popularity as critical assets to the African National Congress. Sources within the party revealed that during a high-stakes national official meetings in Cape Town this week, Ramaphosa strongly advocated for Lesufi's retention. The meeting followed the ANC National Executive Committee's decision to reconfigure the Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Executive Committees in response to the party's dismal performance in the 2024 general elections. while Lesotho was retained alongside veteran ANC figure Amos Masondo as co-convener of the Gauteng PTT. Former Provincial Secretary Thembinkosi TK Ncinza was ousted. In his place, Hope Papo was appointed as the provincial coordinator. According to insiders, Ramaphosa argued that Lesotho's leadership and the Gauteng government and his public appeal were invaluable as the ANC seeks to stabilize its dwindling support in the province. An insider said Panyaza was saved by the president. The president made it clear that removing him entirely will be unwise, given his role as a premier and his effectiveness in governance. The same logic reportedly applied in KwaZulu-Natal, where Sibonisa Duma was retained as deputy convener under Jeff Hadebe, while former provincial secretary Bheki Mtolo was demoted to an ordinary member of the PTT. Ncinza's removal has sparked internal debate, with some party members lobbying for him to be accommodated elsewhere in the provincial government, possibly as MEC for Arts and Culture. However, this move faces resistance as the NEC's restructuring decision explicitly stated that it should not interfere with government positions in the affected provinces. However, some members of the disbanded PEC are already plotting a comeback at the upcoming provincial conference, which the ANC constitution mandates must be held within 9 months of disbandment. Former Gauteng PEC leader declared that we'll be back by November. The branches elected us, and no shortcuts will change that. We will reclaim our positions at the provincial conference. But their opponents dismissed such claims as delusional. The ANC leader stated that these comrades are fooling themselves. They underestimated the NEC's resolve, and they are doing the same now. Their so-called ground support is a myth. The ANC is moving forward, and they will be left behind. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.